Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Emma and I work for SLC Representation, and today I'm going to be presenting Flc Resorts and Hotels in Vietnam, and to kick it off I'm going to show you a quick video.
What I love about Vietnam, the country itself, is the people. They're pragmatic people. They do what they say. They're very honest. They're very honorable people, and they're hardworking people, and they go for it. They don't want to fail. No one wants to fail, but they're ready to do something. And then if that doesn't work, they close it up, that shop, and try something new.
So welcome everybody. Hope you can all hear me okay. Do feel free to use the chat function to let me know if you've got any issues or you want to bring something up. But I will just say at the moment to please use the Q&A function, just the bottom of your screen there, there's a Q&A box for any questions that you might have across the presentation. We do have special guests with us today, Quinn from Flc Resorts Vietnam, to answer all of the questions at the end of the presentation. So do feel free to add your questions in and we'll get to those at the end. So also worth mentioning, if you could all just keep on mute while I'm presenting and through the Q&As and just pop those through the box. And be sure to listen all the way to the end to get your code for the free rough guide to Vietnam. So do be listening all the way to the end for that one. So kicking off the presentation today, I just wanted to give a bit of a current snapshot of how Vietnam has come through COVID-19. So I'm not sure how much it's been reported over here or how much I guess the people attending at the moment know, but Vietnam has no reported cases of coronavirus since April 17th. So they've fared really well, and just I guess the country has been closely monitoring the situation. So the confirmed infections is only 326 and the recovered cases is 272 and no deaths in Vietnam, which is just an incredible feat. So most trades and services are back in business now. And this is due to all the comprehensive measures that Vietnam's put in place to combat the spread of the virus. So past experiences with other epidemics have really sort of, I guess, placed Vietnam in a strong position to protect its population as well as those tourists and visitors passing through. So public transport, hotels, monuments, as tourist attractions, they are all reopened at the moment. And as many of you know, the international travel restrictions are still in place for many countries across the world at the moment. But we're sort of watching and waiting to see when and if Vietnam will reopen to international travel, and those borders will be open again. So we're eagerly awaiting that news, and we'll be sure to let you all know when and if we know. So yeah, do keep your eyes peeled for any updates from us on the social media pages, and also into your inbox through our newsletters. So just some quick facts about Vietnam to get us started for those that might not know much about the country. You can actually fly direct from the UK to Vietnam with Bamboo Airways and Vietnam Airlines. So you can get into Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. It's an all year round destination. So Hanoi in the north, it's sort of May to October time is quite hot and humid with high rainfall, whereas November and April, they're your go-to months. It's a bit cooler and dry. In the far north, in December and January, it can be a little bit cold. Central Vietnam experiences hot and dry weather between January and August, when the temperatures can hit sort of your mid-30s, whilst like high levels of rainfall usually occur in sort of September, October and November time. And in the south, it's generally hot and dry from November to April, and warm and wet between May and October. So the highest sort of rainfall would be June, July and August. So the Vietnamese dong is the currency there, and the time difference is 6 hours ahead of the UK. Just a few unique selling points before I get on to the FLC hotel and resort properties. I think Vietnam, you know, it really is this emerging destination, and what really sells it is these 4 key things. So fabulous food, like the Vietnamese just love their food, and all across the country there's markets and they're just bursting with abundance. The timeless culture. So Vietnam, it's inherited its culture and wealth from thousands of years of history. And the Vietnamese have a really strong sense of pride in their traditions as well. The blissful beaches. So I know the Brits love a beautiful white sandy beach. So yeah, the sun, sand and salt water in Vietnam is just incredible. You know, it's home to countless inviting beaches. Some are really well known, but there's tons that are completely hidden away. So you can really sort of escape the crowds. And also the striking scenery, as you can see in this shot in Ha Long Bay. It's really chock full of forested peaks, there's waterfalls, breezy coastlines. So there's no wonder like the country is sort of really alluring to nature lovers and those people just wanting to get away from it all. So moving on to the FLC properties, we're starting off with FLC in Ha Long Bay, which is in the north area. And this, this sort of beautiful golf club luxury resort is actually the highest sort of resort that's in Ha Long Bay. And as you can see there, it's an incredible view over the bay and the city. So it's located actually in the heart of that World Nature Heritage listed Ha Long Bay. And the resort is, as I said, it's the highest in the city, and it's the only hotel that has a beautiful view of the bay, but then also on the other side, an incredible view of the golf course as well. So this particular luxury resort has 649 hotel rooms and 301 luxurious villas. So in the hotel, there's a grand spa, a convention center. There's actually 11 restaurants and bars. There's a gym, kids club, and the incredible golf course, as you just saw. And of those restaurants and bars, there's 4 restaurants, 6 bars and clubs, and a karaoke sort of experience that you can have there as well. But really, I think what makes this hotel really special is this 18-hole championship golf course. It's a Smith Curley designed golf course, and just that incredible view over Halong Bay. I don't think any other golf course could kind of match that view. And the poolside, just brilliant views, and incredible infinity pool there just to relax and watch the sunset. I think everyone would wish they were there right now. It's just beautiful. So for those wanting to know what you can do in Halong Bay while you are at the FLC Halong Bay Golf and Luxury Resort, we would recommend some island hopping. You could definitely explore some of the caves in the region. There's the national parks and cycling tours. You can go kayaking, or you can also visit Monkey Island. So moving on now to FLC Samson, which is slightly further south. This beautiful beach resort it's actually one of the sort of biggest golf resort complexes in north central Vietnam. It has the biggest saltwater swimming pool in Vietnam. So that pool that you can see there in the shot is 5,100 square meters. So just incredible, huge space. And there's 941 hotel rooms and 98 luxurious villas at this beach resort. So it also has a spa and convention center, 12 restaurants, gym, kids club, and golf course. Speaking of the golf course, it's actually one of the biggest resort complexes. So just incredible views again, and right there on the beach. Moving slightly further down now to the Quy Non Hotel, so beach and golf resort. This beautiful resort is actually only 40 minutes from Phuket Airport. So really well accessible, and it's just an incredible sort of beach at this area as well, which many know as the perfect place to watch the sunrise in Vietnam. So this particular hotel has 327 hotel rooms and 56 villas. There's also a nurture spa and convention center, 11 restaurants and bars. There's the gym, kids club, and golf course. It's also Vietnam's leading beach resort, awarded in 2019 by the World Travel Awards. And you can just see by this shot, it's just such an incredible resort right on the beach there. And moving along now, we're heading up north to FLC's Vinh Phuc. So this is a luxury resort. It's actually 1 hour's drive from Hanoi. And this particular resort, it's perfect for the MICE market, and it has superb restaurants and bars and saunas. There's also an eco farm here and a golf training center, as well as tennis courts, outdoor and indoor swimming pools. So you can sort of base yourself here and just enjoy the amazing luxury resort and relax just, within the grounds. So much to offer there. And there's 117 rooms and luxurious villas on this property. So just a quick video from Rough Guides. So they're sponsoring the SLC webinars that we've been putting on for the last few weeks, and we'll continue for the next, I think the next 9 or 10 weeks we've got them on. So this is just a taste of Vietnam from Rough Guides. Awesome. Okay, so now I've given you a little bit of a taste of Vietnam and an introduction to FLC resorts and hotels. I might just stop sharing my screen for a moment and we can get on board Quinn from FLC, who's joining us today to answer a couple of questions. So Quinn, if I could get you to share your video so we can see your face and we'll ask you some questions if that's okay. Hi. Oh, you're still on mute. Hang on, I will unmute you. There we go. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi. So I just wondered if I could ask you a couple of questions about FLC Resorts. So first of all, Halong Bay, which as you can see behind me here, looks incredible and it is a really well-known tourist destination. So I just wondered if you could tell the people attending this webinar, what are some of the popular sightseeing activities to do in the other FLC resort locations?
Thank you, Emma, for the presentation. Welcome from Vietnam. So if you come to Vietnam, normally you will visit our capital in Hanoi. And from Hanoi, you will travel around 1 and 30 minutes to Halong Bay. So FLC Halong is based in central Halong. Normally the guests, they enjoy to have a cruise on bay half day and they enjoy the local tourists in central in Halong. And another destination, we have a Quy Nhơn with a beautiful beach, and we have a FLC Samson. We have a private beach as well. And other thing that we have a Bamboo Airways, and Bamboo Airways and the FLC group. So normally we can do the charter flight if you want to travel from UK to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh. So we can support for that one to our destination Quy Nhơn, Samson, Hạ Long, Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh. Thank you.
Thank you. And that private beach that you mentioned, is that part, that was the Samson, FLC Samson?
Yeah.
I think that the idea of a private beach for anyone who lives in the UK is just a really enticing aspect to any hotel. So that's a really great selling point, that one. Just moving on to question 2. So for the British market, I think Vietnam is a really popular touring destination. So which different cities would you recommend combining for someone who's going to Vietnam for the first time?
For the first time, normally you should go to our capital in Hanoi, and another one in the central Vietnam, that one in Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
And if you love the beach, you should come to the FLC Quy Nhơn and FLC Samson. Yes.
Beautiful. And just my last question. So as I mentioned a little bit at the beginning, Vietnam has just really come back to normal life after coronavirus, which is so exciting to see. I just wondered if you had any indication about when the international borders might reopen again. Have you heard anything? And I'm sure the people on the webinar would love to know when they can come visit.
Yes, thank you for your question. At the moment, the government has not informed yet about the open date about for international flights, but we heard that for the first flight from international, we will open for the 3 markets from the Australia, New Zealand, maybe Taiwanese.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
And for the long house market, UK, US, we can come back in the first quarter of 2021. Yes.
Okay.
If anything, yes, we go better.
I'm sure we'll be keeping a close eye on it as well, but it's good to know from you sort of a bit of an indication as to sort of how that will happen. So yeah, fingers crossed, it is sooner rather than later, and we can start visiting the beautiful Vietnam again. Such an incredible country. I can see there's a couple of questions in the Q&A. So I'm just going to read those out. So the first one is, how many nights do you recommend for first timers in each of the cities? So would you recommend a couple of nights or a longer stay?
Yes. Normally, if you fly from UK to Ho Chi Minh, you should stay in Ho Chi Minh for 1 or 2 nights. Because you will spend for half day for city tour in Ho Chi Minh. And you will spend 1 day for the Mekong Delta. If you love the beach, you should travel 2 nights to Quy Nhơn in Sầm Other destination like in Nha Trang, maybe you know about the Nha Trang or Phu Quoc Island. So you should spend around 2 nights in Ho Chi Minh, 2 nights or 3 nights in on the beach. And you spend 2 nights more in Hanoi and 1 night in Hạ Long. I think for Vietnam only, you should spend around 1 week.
1 week?
7 nights. If you combine Cambodia and Thailand.
I think a lot of people do combine Cambodia with Vietnam because they're both such an incredible destination. But yeah, it's good to hear from you that you think at least a week.
If you travel from UK to Ho Chi Minh, you should combine to visit our neighbor country, Cambodia. In Angkor Wat, you should spend there around 4 nights. So normally everyone will spend around 2 weeks in Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam.
Yeah, I think that they really complement each other really well. And if you're already traveling to that destination, great to combine the two countries. So.
Yes. Next question.
I can see there's another question here about Hue, but I'm not sure. Is that a city in Vietnam? It just says Hue, H-U-E. I'm not sure who wrote that question. Maybe it was a typo.
Yes, Hue is the one city.
Hue, yes, you're correct. Thank you, Deepavali.
Hue in the central Vietnam, nearby the Quy Nhơn.
Yes, yes. How many nights do you recommend in Hue?
2 nights. Normally they will travel from Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh to Da Nang. And they will take the bus from Da Nang to Hue.
Take the bus, did you say? Yeah. Is there any other modes of transport?
Da Nang is central. They have a Hội An. And they will take the bus from Da Nang to the Hue. So it means that you travel to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, you should take domestic flight from Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh to Hue. Hue is our king will be there.
Yes, Hue is the place where the last king of Vietnam, yes, he was be there. And we have the biggest dynasty over there. So you can come and visit the dynasty of Vietnam.
Oh, wow. So that sounds amazing. I think that's all of the questions that we have at the moment. Was there anything else that the two of you would like to add and share since you're on the call? And we've got a few attendees, people that sell Vietnam and sell travel across the UK. So is there anything else that you wanted to add while we have you?
I want to share to you some information about us because just last week I joined our convention in Quy Nhơn, FLC Quy Nhơn. At that time we invite around 300 people. We have a meeting together, face by face. It's so lucky we are.
Wow, that's incredible.
And actually, currently the local people, they travel around a lot, and we are so enjoy to travel in Vietnam. But we are looking for about guests they will coming.
I think that everyone right now would be so excited to come and visit you in your beautiful resorts, and we really appreciate you being able to join us for this webinar, and hopefully we get to meet face to face sometime soon and spend some time in Vietnam. So I think that's probably the end of the webinar for today. Thank you to all the attendees for joining, and thank you FLC for joining me on this webinar to answer the questions. We will follow up with the Rough Guides code for anyone who's been attending the webinar, and some information about FLC's resorts. So do get in contact if you'd like to learn more about these amazing resorts, and we will fill you in. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day, everybody, and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you everyone.
Bye.